It's Maria Rothenberger from the Miracles Happen Fertility Center at drmariarothenberger.com. And this is week 47 of the Compassion series that I am doing for the year 2020, a much needed series for the year 2020. I am using this book, A Year of Living with More Compassion, that is now quite tattered and pages falling out because I've been reading it a lot. So, this week's quote is about the gift of compassion and trauma recovery. And this quote actually reminds me of the whole meaning behind my book, Transcending Infertility, which you can find on Amazon.com, by the way. Just published November 21st, 2020. Something good has come out of the year 2020. And it's about the ways that we can be after having experienced a trauma. So the quote is by Rachel Naomi Remen, and it goes like this. Wounding and healing are not opposites. Just starting with that is a profound sentence. They are part of the same thing. It is our wounds that enable us to be compassionate with the wounds of others. It is our limitations that make us kind to the limitations of other people. It is our loneliness that helps us to find other people or to even know they're alone with an illness. I think I have served people perfectly with parts of myself I used to be ashamed of. Wow. Yeah. I just want to read what each quote has a little riffing on it. It has a riffing like, okay, here's more about that, and here's the practice for the week. Just want to read the second paragraph here of the riffing part because I think it's really profound. Trauma, and think about this from a fertility standpoint if you are dealing with fertility issues, because it's a very real trauma. Trauma tears us apart, and when we come back together again, we are new, more improved, more compassionate and caring, less petty, less self-absorbed, and more attuned to the suffering of all humanity. Not just the singularity of our own. This gift is best discovered by the client themselves, as there is an organic time and place. When we have taken a deep dive into our own suffering and come out stronger, we have the capacity to meet our clients in their darkest places. We are simply willing to be, to show up in presence, to midwife the beauty of the mess that is real healing. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, here's the compassion practice for this week. Reversing role reversal toward restoring secure attachment. That's a lot of words to describe what this is. Trauma actually can induce a sense of separation and isolation, and this practice is about secure attachment, feeling securely attached again. It's interesting. This is part one of this practice for this week. Imagine one of your parents or grandparents, alive or deceased, in your mind's eye and connect with them from the inside. What do you feel their life is like? What do they love and what do they long for? What do they need right now in this imagining? What would it be like for you to see them with many competent, caring adult resources? Perhaps you see them with family that knows how to support them well, or with friends that know how to connect and love them. Can you see them having those needs met well? What do you see they need? Which adults know how to provide that need? Okay, so you're just forming a base here. This is part one, forming an imagining, some imagery in your mind around what your parents or grandparents, alive or deceased, need and who can provide those needs for them. Part two is probably the most important part. What happens in your body, your heart, and your mind when you see these parents or grandparents satisfied, even if that's not what it was like in your childhood? Especially if that's not like it was in your childhood? What difference does it make to see them loved and well, with adult resources and support? What happens in you now? Do you feel less burdened or more able to feel carefree or have a sense of possibility of more pleasurable, less worried childhood? What difference does it make when they have other adults to rely on who are happy to be available to them? It's suggested that you repeat this exercise each day this week with different family members. That is the practice for this week to help improve bonds with the people in your life, to help foster a sense of secure attachment. As I said, trauma can make us feel disjointed and disconnected from the world around us, especially people around us, and like things aren't safe. So hoping that this helps to foster a sense of safety and secure attachment with other people in your life. I will see you next week for quote number 48. We are rounding up this year-long series of compassion. I'll see you next week.